Welcome once again to join our event. Today is the first day of our program. I hope you also feel excited to join these sessions today. I will use one word, celebrations, to start our sessions. Celebrate for what? We celebrate as we are all connected through this webinar. We celebrate for the 10th anniversary of SUSS Gerontology program. We also celebrate time of our life. Of course, the most important is we also celebrate the International Day of Older Person. We hope to use this platform to raise awareness about well-being and needs of the seniors. So, are you ready? Let's have fun and actively participate in today's sessions. Before we start, let me introduce two important persons to kick off the event. May I invite Ms. Catherine Lau, Assistant Chief Executive, Public Library Services from NLB, to say a few words first. Catherine, please.
Associate Professor Lim Lee Ching, Dean of SR Northern School of Human Development, SUSS. Associate Professor Carol Ma, Head of SUSS Gerontology Program. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Time of Your Life Celebration 2020. This is the 7th year that NLB is organizing this event to celebrate seniors during the International Day of Older Persons. This year's celebration is a special one on many levels. It is the first time we are co-organizing this event with the Singapore University of Social Sciences in conjunction with the celebration of the 10th anniversary of the Gerontology program. I would like to congratulate SUSS for achieving this wonderful milestone and also want to thank SUSS for partnering NLB and introducing us to the Industry Expert Series. We hope that this is just the beginning and we have many more years of wonderful collaboration ahead of us. COVID-19 has disrupted our life, our society, our economy, and for NLB, it has disrupted our operation. However, this period has marked also a lot of new beginnings and opportunities for us to accelerate digital learning and programming. And indeed, there are so many ways for us to learn. Since April this year, NLB has moved almost all our programs online. This includes digital storytelling for children, workshops for adults to learn about future of work, as well as a wide array of programs for our seniors. So for this year, Time of Our Life celebration, we have decided to move it online so that our seniors will not miss the opportunity to continue to learn. Since April, we have conducted more than 100 digital programs for seniors, reaching out to more than 4,000 of them. They range from informative talks to interactive games, as well as digital skills. Let me just give a few examples. We have this program called Hello Hi You. It is an introduction to K-pop for our seniors. And of course, we have many rounds of bingo games with them and Zoom to teach them how to use this wonderful application to stay connected with their families and friends. So with us today, we have many partners and volunteers who have supported us in a great way in the last few months. I would like to extend my deepest appreciation to them for helping us to delight our seniors as well as to engage them during this difficult period. For this year's celebration, we want to shine our torchlight on some of our active seniors who will be sharing with you their interests, what energizes them through a series of talks called the Happiness Choice 5x10x15. We will also hear from some of our passionate volunteers who are also seniors on what motivates them to start learning communities in the library to inspire others to learn and pick up new skills. Finally, we hope that this collaboration between NLB and SUSS will start new exchanges among professionals, educators, and active seniors. With that, I wish everyone a delightful session.
Thank you, Catherine, for your support. Yeah, and work with SUSS to create such a meaningful event. Yeah, and so we have lots of activities coming up. So let me now invite Associate Professor Lim Lee Ching, Dean of London School of Human Development from SUSS, to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much. Ms. Catherine Lau, Assistant Chief Executive, Public Library Services at NLB. Ladies and gentlemen, friends, colleagues, welcome to this very important seminar as part of a very important series of events that we are working together with NLB. Catherine has mentioned that this is the first time the gerontology program is working with NLB, and that is true. But the gerontology program has a history that is rooted in NLB anyway. I'm guessing that not many of you know this, but 10 years ago when the program was launched, the launching took place at the Port at the National Library, which is one of the nicest locations in the city, if not the entire country. And I was quite fortunate to have been present then. When we first started our gerontology program, we pioneered the provision of holistic education and training for students seeking careers in the elder care sector. We are proud to play a part in nurturing leaders and professionals in this field to serve the needs of elderly persons. Our collaboration with industry partners has also matured over the years. These are positive testimonies of our program's contributions, and we remain committed to further enriching our curriculum and practice to meet the changing needs of the geriatric sector. Now, beyond the academic training in gerontology, I think it is equally important to promote lifelong learning and studying about aging, and also have the elderly among us to be part of this process of learning and studying and continuing to enrich ourselves. To this end, topics from this seminar series are related to seniors, including lifelong learning, to such new concepts as gerund technology, the meaning of life, senior employment, inclusivity, and so on. Each of us will grow old, and most of us will at some point have to care for our elderly loved ones. So understanding these issues and the complexities will be very useful to us all at some point. Now, before I end this short speech, I also want to say thank you to various people who have come together to put this thing to put out this event and to make it a success. First of all, I thank NLB for working with us for putting up this event and to focus on the time of our life and senior learning. I thank also our faculty members in the gerontology program, our staff, our students, our alumni, for continuing to reach out to the community and to create different engagement programs, and also that for being actively involved as organizers, moderators, and speakers in this series. I also thank our various partners for sharing their knowledge and experience with our participants, especially those who are on this panel today. And finally, we thank the Harvard Fund for supporting our seniors in producing the video recording of this event. They will help with post-production to polish up the videos, and then we will make this accessible to everybody through the SUSS Gerontology YouTube channel. And finally, I just want to thank you all for being here once again, and I wish all of you a very, very productive session and to continue to be a part of our community. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Associate Professor Ni. Yeah, so are you all excited? Yeah, actually we have used quite a lot of time to prepare the whole month events. Yeah, you want to start the session immediately? Yeah, of course. Today we are going to touch on different topics, including opportunity in lifelong learning, how do gerontology students practice lifelong learning. We will also talk about intergenerational learning, passion of learning, and of course, we will also get a chance to hear the voice of our seniors. But before we start, I still want to ask you a few questions. Yeah, and I believe our panelists also want to know how you answer my questions. How about we do a poll together? I have a few questions want to ask you. Yeah, and see whether we can, answer these questions. Yeah. My first question is about how many hours per week do you spend on learning? the reason that I want to ask you these questions is because this session is talking about lifelong learning, right? Yeah, and then I want to know, yeah, how many hours do you spend on learning per week? Wow, let's see. Okay, I know many of you are answering right now. Yeah, it's good to see the results. Yes, it's good to know how many hours you spend on learning, and then this session we will also give you more time and also more chances to learn because we have a whole month long event. So we still have around 20 people. They want to answer. I give you 10 more seconds, okay, for these questions. Okay. So if you know, actually, other than lifelong learning, as what Professor Lim Lee Ching mentioned about, we also have different topic about germ technology, about meaning of life, about happiness, and we also have students, they actually will share about their experience. Yeah, and I noticed that some of you actually answered the questions through the chat. Yeah, okay, so let's see the results. Wow, yeah, we actually have people, learning. Most of you actually learn between 0 to 5 hours. That means this month, I hope you will learn more also because we have a whole month long event. Yeah, and then 21% actually have, learn more than 11 hours. And I also noticed that from the chat box, we have quite a lot also mentioned about that, they learn more than 10 hours or about. Okay, then how about the second questions? Let's see the second questions. The second question is, what is your preferred learning mode? Yeah, so start to count again. Yeah, many, we have formal classroom learning setting, informal learning setting. Yeah, this one, like today, is a kind of an informal learning setting. I noticed that some of them mentioned about cannot see the poll questions. Yeah, maybe our back-end staff can also help to chat on this. Yeah, don't worry, if you cannot see the poll, you can also answer it through the chat. Yeah. For those who see the poll, can you answer it through the screen? Yeah, very good. Some of them actually mentioned about any modes that I can touch, then I would learn. Yeah, okay. So how about let's see the results again. 59% actually prefer informal learning setting. Okay, then your 41% actually prefer formal classroom learning setting. Then okay, the last one. Let's also see whether you really use the credit or not. The last question is about, let's go to the last one. Have you utilized your SkillsFuture credit? Wow, let's see whether you have utilized the SkillsFuture credit. So later on, if you want to know more about SkillsFuture, we also have one of the speakers will touch on the SkillsFuture initiative. Yeah, and some of them actually write in the chat box mention about depends on what subject. Yeah, whether they have SkillsFuture's funding or not. Okay, so yeah, continue with, I still see the number is going up. Maybe I give you 5 seconds more. Yeah, okay. So let's see the results. 51% actually say yes, they use the SkillsFuture credit before. I think this is good, yeah. And so we will have Jennifer Tan will also share with you more about the SkillsFuture initiative later on. So okay, Yeah, because I know you all are so excited and you are in this session because you also want to learn. Yeah, and so without further ado, maybe let me quickly introduce our speakers for today. So we have Professor Kalyani Mehta, Professor and founder of the Gerontology program from SUSS. We also have Mr. Nim Chik Kai, Director from Family Life and Active Aging Council People's Association. And then we also have Ms. Won Cho Wee, Head National Silver Academy Council for the Third Age. And Ms. Jennifer Tan, Team Leader, Skill Future Advice, Southwest Community Development Council. And then the last one is our senior, Mr. Thomas Kwan, also founder of Youth Third Age. They will spend the upcoming 1.5 hours with us. Let me first invite Professor Kalyani Mehta to talk about how SUSS gerontology students practice the lifelong learning. So let me give the time to Professor Kalyani Mehta.
Good morning, everybody. Just a couple of seconds to put up the slides. Okay. Is everybody able to see the slides? Yeah? Okay. So thank you to the organizers of Time of Your Life celebrations for inviting me to share with you my journey as a lifelong learner, as well as my journey in establishing the SUSS Gerontology program 10 years ago. I have put up a virtual background that is relaxing, so I hope everybody gets the message that when you want to learn, you must be relaxed. That is my first message to all students. Do not stress yourself, enjoy the journey, and we will all have a good time together. As a senior myself, I celebrate International Day of Older Persons today, and I thank Carol, Catherine, and everybody who's involved in organizing the 1-month-long activities to make it a memorable journey for all seniors in Singapore. Together with many thousands of seniors, I wish to say, celebrate your life because every day is a new journey. And that is how I spend my days. I would like to share with you my journey as a lifelong learner. When I joined after my PhD degree and I applied for a job, I was told, oh, very interesting. You get a degree every decade. So when I was in my 30s, I had already got my bachelor degree. Then when I entered my 40s, I got my master degree in social work. And when I was in my 50s, I got my PhD degree. So this was a very interesting comment made that every decade is marked with a degree. I didn't realize it until I heard that. And I smiled to myself, well, isn't that lifelong learning? Then at 60 plus, I started my second career at UNISIM, which is now known as SUSS, as head of program of the newly established Master and Graduate Diploma in Gerontology. It was indeed a dream come true for me. I had always dreamt that I would like to start a Master of Gerontology degree, and it was really very relevant in an aging society. So that was a dream come true. The first 5 years as a program was the first of its kind in Singapore. The journey was challenging, but very fulfilling. The program gave opportunities to mature adults to find a meaningful career and renewed excitement to make new friends and prevent their brains from rusting. So I think this was very evident in the classroom. Some of them said, oh, I'm coming back to the classroom after 10 years break, or even 20 years. So I used to assure them that I also went back to school after a big long break of 10 or 15 years. So I understood where they were coming from. And that gave the students a little bit of confidence. So my message to everyone who is listening to me today, do not be discouraged. Mahatma Gandhi said, live your life like tomorrow is the last. Learn like you are going to live forever. So with the spirit that you want to make the most of each day, I think each one of us can enjoy the journey. So I was witness to the first cohort of gerontology students right up to the current 10th cohort. And we have journeyed in the university from UNISIM to SUSS. And I tell myself how fortunate I am to see this historical shift from a private university to a public university, from a program that was just beginning to find its feet to a wonderful program today, which includes a PhD as well. And it has been so well received by mature adults. The mean age of our students is 39 to 40 years. So they're really taking a big jump of faith to enter to do their master degree. So all of us faculty members in the gerontology program, we journey with them. So how do the students thrive? Firstly, they are adult learners. You can say they are also lifelong learners, and they are putting their faith as well as their money into the program. So we really respect their determination, and we want to make the program a memorable one for them. They are working adults, juggling social responsibilities, such as being parents of maybe children in the primary school, secondary school, looking after their own elderly parents, and thirdly, trying to discharge their work responsibilities the best that they can do while they juggle their studies. Some of them are retired. Some of them are taking a gap from their working life, but majority are still in the workforce. So it's really, really a major challenge for them to meet the deadlines for assignments and to come to the classroom on Saturdays for the whole day. They are amazing. I would say all the students have left an imprint on me and my memory. Many of them are career switchers. They are maybe engineers, accountants, IT professionals, educators, and they're now wanting to change their career to gerontology and to help the senior population in Singapore. What are the qualities of a successful learner at graduate level, sorry? I would say there are 5 main characteristics. One is the grit, do or die attitude. And many of them have told me that they have had challenges like health challenges, crises like a family member being admitted into a nursing home, all during their journey. They are also resourceful. They seek help from others in the classroom. They seek help from faculty. Wherever they can seek help from. They enjoy the journey. Those who really do well are actually the ones who are not grade-centric. They are there for learning. They also are social beings. So I must share with you that the students have many social activities, they network well, and they make good friends. And lastly, a successful lifelong learner is one who is reflective, who thinks deeply about the topics that they are studying. So these are some photographs from my memory bank. This is a classroom situation, and we used what we call simulators to help the students feel what an elderly person is faced with on a day-to-day level. So that means some of them may not see very well. Here she's wearing goggles. They might not hear very well. They may have frail knees, and the attitude of the helping professional. Here, the student is a social worker, and she's holding the hand of this simulated elderly person and trying to assure the person that he or she can enjoy life even though there are many daily challenges. So this is a classroom situation. This was the first cohort. Many of them are still in touch with me, and they are in the sector. They are contributing their skills, their multidisciplinary perspective, their holistic approach towards helping seniors. I'm so proud of this first cohort because almost 99% of them are contributing to the elder care sector, whether in terms of services or sometimes in terms of training. This is the graduation ceremony, and this is the second cohort. Some of you might recognize yourself there. And lastly, this is Miss Amber Ang. She is from the first cohort, and today she is doing her doctoral dissertation with us at SUSS. So the faculty watch and support the students in their growth and development from the first semester in the first year until the fourth semester in the second year. We give them as much support as possible, whether online or face-to-face. Now, these students also get support from their classmates, and this is what they tell me. Without their classmates' support, they would never have graduated. So this is again a picture of the fifth cohort, and some of you may recognize yourself there. So the self-confidence they gain from this support is how the students overcome obstacles and they achieve their success. So it is very heartwarming when they come back to us, they email us, oh, I've got a job now with this hospital, or I've managed to get promoted in my organization because I'm now recognized as someone who knows how to use the multidisciplinary approach or the multidisciplinary team approach in helping my organization. Some of these points that gerontology students remember always from our gerontology program. And this is the best part about their lifelong learning journey. Times of bonding during their overseas study trips. Now we try to arrange an overseas study trip for every cohort. Unfortunately, this year, they could not go because of COVID-19. However, in the past, they have been to Melbourne, Okinawa, Japan, Hong Kong, Beijing, Taiwan. And during these trips, the students have a very, very good time bonding during the bus trip as well as in the plane. These are the students who are now very active in the alumni. And today, during this whole 1 month celebration, many of them are spending a lot of time helping the gerontology program faculty to pull off this 1 month celebration. There are times when classmates and faculty supported them, when they needed encouragement. And this is something really, really important, because when it comes to submitting assignments and there is some hiccup with their computer, they really, really panic. And then when their classmates or faculty tell them, don't worry, keep trying, and then they finally are able to submit. When they did yoga in the class, when they did skits for their assignments, like acting out a situation, and they studied together. Sometimes they used to come back to campus to study together, or they study online as a group. So many of these experiences built what we call experiential learning. And for mature learners in their lifelong journey, I think experiential learning is what actually remains in their memory forever. They always remember that lesson or that important theory that meant something to them. So lastly, it is not a smooth journey. Sometimes a student may not do well in an assignment, so they trip, but they tried again the following semester and they succeeded. So when grades dropped, the students did not give up hope. They gritted and they had faith in themselves that they could do it. So I would say to all of you out there, I can't see you, but I know that sometimes you will have this kind of disappointment, but pick yourself up and try again, and you will succeed. Because I myself personally have had these disappointments, but I have not given up hope. So even now, when I'm faced with challenges, I do not quit. I just keep trying, and I know that I will succeed. So remember, you're never too old to set a new goal or dream another dream. And this is what C.S. Lewis has said. And I think it is a very important statement that all of us, young and old, can keep as a principle or line in our life that we can remember, so that every day we look forward to something new. With that, I'd like to thank you for your attention and look forward to the Q&A. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kalyani Mehta. I actually also learned a lot from her. Yeah, and I always share with her and said that I see she's not only the role model of the lifelong learner, she's also the mother of gerontology program. Without her, we will not have gerontology program at SUSS. So thank you very much, Professor Kalyani Mehta. And you can also feel her passion, right? Yeah, and our next speaker is going to talk about live life with passions. Yeah, and so let me invite Mr. Nim Chik Thai, Director from Family Life and Active Aging, People's Associations, to share with us. So Mr. Lim first.
Hi, I'm Chik Thai. Let me pull up the slides.
Yep. So while Mr. Lim put up the slide, and I also remind you, if you have any questions, you can type it in the Q&A box. Yeah, and then I try to invite our panelists to also answer the questions, or at the end, we will have a Q&A sessions, okay?
Okay, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Hi,
But we
I'm
cannot
Jikai.
see your slide. Yeah.
Oh, I'm sharing now actually.
Yeah, I think you have to stop and then share again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yes, okay, thank you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm Jikai. I'm from the People's Association. Firstly, I'd like to wish everybody a happy Mid-Autumn Festival, and also to extend my well wishes to all the parents and grandparents and loved ones who are having their PSLE today. Okay. First, let me start by introducing what PA is and what has it got to do with promoting lifelong learning. So the PA, People's Association, is a statutory board, and basically people see PA through mostly things called facilities called community clubs and RC centers. So you do sometimes use the facilities. Sometimes you see people going there for courses, doing some yoga, bringing children for enrichment, and playing badminton and stuff like that. And so how does this all lead to lifelong learning? Okay. Oops. Let me. Okay. So in order to bring us through, I'll be covering a few things. Firstly, about successful and purposeful aging, as now we are talking about seniors, the benefits of lifelong learning, the learning needs of seniors, and PA's way of promoting lifelong learning among seniors. Okay, surveys have found that basically when we ask seniors what it means to have a successful and life, to have aging in a nice way, there are a few basic things that come out. Firstly, seniors want to be healthy, happy. They want to be financially independent. They want good relations, and many want to contribute back to society. And so these are things that, from the seniors' perspective, they want their aging process to be. In short, basically to live life to the fullest. Age should not stop the seniors from pursuing their passions. A lot of seniors want to continue learning. Of course, there are challenges to that, and how do we help them overcome? And to volunteer to help others, especially fellow seniors, to stay active. And so with that in mind, we move on to how does this relate to lifelong learning? In order to achieve all this, lifelong learning is a key component for individuals to keep their minds active, to build new skills, to stay connected, and to improve self-confidence. So for seniors, in order to achieve happiness, in order to achieve social connectedness, feelings of community, being in loved ones, they really need to be on par and continue lifelong learning and to build skill sets to stay connected and in order to achieve the things that they desire in life. So lifelong learning plays an important part in getting all this in place. And when we ask seniors what are their learning needs, so a lot of seniors feedback that firstly they need an environment that is convenient and accessible, a place that they did not have to travel. And this convenient, accessible location, it becomes more and more important as you age. The radii in which we seniors can travel gets shorter and shorter. And it's important that we have places where they can be comfortable and learn near where they, often where they stay within their community. The second point is the flexible timing. So seniors have many other daily life habits that they need to go about doing. And so when they want to learn, we need to offer flexible timing in the mornings and evenings, different days, so that they can work around their lifestyles, adjust their lifestyles in order to learn. Another thing about learning, it's the interactive aspect of it. So it's just like all of us. A lot of us are brought up being spoon-fed and then being briefed on what to do and stuff like that. But interactive learning really helps seniors, and that's what seniors also look out for. One important component about learning for seniors is already about affordability. So a lot of seniors have already stopped employment, or they are already stopped work, and income is it's something which they need to control. And so affordability is another factor that seniors say that, you know, we should, it's not like when you're working, your company pays for your training and stuff like that. Government help, any other help they can get, it will be useful for us to consider. So seniors want affordable courses for affordable learning mechanisms and platforms. And such courses should also include socializing activities and networking opportunities. So it's not just a lecture style, sit there and listen and stuff like that. So a lot of interaction, socialization activities also important in the learning needs of seniors. Okay. So in 2008, so the aging population is a big issue for the government, and we already anticipated this a very long time ago. So in 2008, we looked at how we can prepare the generation and the community for a rapidly aging society. And we do not want a society that is that looks at aging in a negative way. Actually, aging, while it's a natural process, there are many things and positive things that can come about, especially with the new batch of seniors, and they can contribute back, and they can keep themselves healthy through many ways. And so we want to do that. So we have, in 2008, we started our National Wellness Program. And the objective is really to keep seniors physically, mentally, and socially active. And these are three main components to ensure that the seniors have successful aging and lead a purposeful life. Physical well-being is important. You need good physical health. You need performance to be able to do your task daily. You need to be able to travel. You need to learn about your body and learn about the things that about your muscle groups, about stuff, exercises that can do, that can keep you, your daily life moving. The second part is mental well-being. So a lot of seniors indicate that they fear dementia, they fear mental illness, and really how do we slow down the onset of it? And a lot of this got to do with lifelong learning, about trying new things, about new experiences and stuff like that. So these are things that we need to incorporate in this wellness program. And the last, of course, is to be socially active. Meeting people, meeting new people, interacting with people helps in the social confidence, helps in the increasing the new pathways in learning, and exposes seniors to new ways of doing things, thinking of things, perceiving things, and emotionally makes the senior stronger. And loneliness is a big killer, and we need to ensure that this is not done. So the National Wellness Program was rolled out in 2008, and it primarily focused on providing three main platforms for them to achieve this. Firstly is through activities. So social gatherings, things like brisk walking, Tai Chi, Qigong, dance, things like that, get the seniors out of their home, expose them to the environment, expose them to new things, and that is one platform, activities. Another one is another platform that we use are courses. So classes, proper classes like how to cook certain dishes and stuff like that. So these are also another platform that we use to help seniors stay engaged, stay out of their homes, continue learning, continue trying new things. And the last major area is volunteerism. And really, there's nothing beats volunteering in getting to know new people, getting to put your skills into practice. Nothing beats volunteering, teaching, training, helping others to improve your learning and to open up the mindset as you go about. So the National Wellness Program has three main platforms to achieve it, and has been around since 2008, over 10 years, 12 years, and have reached out to almost 500,000 seniors. over the 12 years, and to keep them physically, mentally, and socially active. Okay. To achieve this feats, really a whole of community effort is needed. While PA has the facilities, we are not subject matter experts. Now, in terms of seniors, there are many things that seniors have passion with, their drives, and it has different levels. So it could range from horticulture to handicraft to sports, and many things that they do. And really, we are not experts in all of this, and really need the whole community to come in, the various subject matter experts, be it from the government industry, be it the sports SG, be it from the regional health systems, be it the hospitals, or other volunteer welfare organizations, social service agencies, and even corporate partners to come in to make this environment possible. And so this is not just a single agency effort, it has to be the whole of community effort in order to create this kind of environment where seniors are comfortable and have the depth and the variety and the quality of activities, causes, and the volunteering opportunities such that they can participate in the community and engage in constant learning. And so really the trick was to make it more accessible. Okay, so currently a lot of providers and well-intentioned agencies and organizations really are restricted to their own premises or and stuff like that. So really we want, in order to make it a national thing, in order to help Singaporeans, all seniors, really to make all this available at every single spot. So PA has this advantage in a sense that we have many locations that we can offer good quality programs and volunteering opportunities across the island. In PA, we have over 100 community clubs and centers and over 600 residents community centers. So these are basically in the void decks and the HDB, you see these RC centers, we call it for short. And you see activities happening and you see people in the community spaces doing things and activities. So we really need to create and pull together strong content and also to make it accessible to seniors. And as the population ages, this becomes more and more important as the radius of the mobility is affected. And it's important for seniors to also be able to connect for fellow residents within the community, because that's where the need is. That's where you can quickly access assistance, so quickly access your friendship, and have face-to-face contact, to have regular conversations, to learn from one another. And what's best to have it where near it, aging in place, aging within the community. So that's the major effort that we needed to put through. So one is in the programming, to have better quality activities, causes and volunteering opportunities, but also to make it accessible to seniors and where they are. And so how we started about a couple of years ago was to create something that is regular. So number one, it has to be, the location must be convenient. Number two, it has to be regular. So it cannot be ad hoc. So we wanted to create programs that are of regular nature and to have it across the island. And so successfully, we successfully have more than 300 over such locations across the island. And the basis of this is what we call the Wellness Time RCs. So it's basically a suite of active aging programs for seniors to come participate, learn, and grow to meet their fellow seniors. And in it, there are a few components that we have inside that are made available. Firstly, is basically for health aspects, to keep them healthy, is functional screening, to have them regular health checks, such that they can keep their body in shape. And secondly is to exercise. So we have regular weekly exercise programs, both from Health Promotion Board, from the PA, where they can come down. So pre-COVID, you see a lot of seniors out in the community doing lots of exercise activities. They learn new things and they try new methods of exercise and to increase different parts of the body strength and conditioning, to know their health in terms of health education, to eat and eat well, nutrition, and also all the various social activities that they can participate in to continue to pursue their passions and to find new passions and to meet people. So we have this program across the island, and people and seniors have a fixed time that they know and a fixed place that they are they know that they come down to, and a fixed group of people which they find comfort in, that they can continue to come together to explore and learn. And so these are some of the pictures of what it is. You have the community physical activity programs on the top left, and so these are basically stretch band exercises, Zumbas, and stuff like that. So really, people coming together, learning new things, new steps, new dance steps, new exercise modes, new ways of having fun and yet being active. On the top right, you have the healthy cooking workshop. So food is something that we all love, right? And we share recipes, how to make nutritious meals for us and our loved ones. So seniors have time and they like grocery shopping, they like coming together to cook and stuff like that. So all these are all important parts, and it's important learning because it's so much depth in terms of even cooking, and that's a useful platform for people to come together to learn and to grow. And then of course functional screening to keep them active on a regular basis. So typical things like eyesight check, oral check, and hearing check are all very important preventive measures to do for seniors in order for them to continue being active, continue being to live meaningful lives, and also to learn. Okay, so in terms of fun, in terms of learning, pursuing their passions, we have various things like artistic stone, balloon sculpting, Ramio, and stuff like that. So all these help, it keeps the mind active, keeps the body fit, and also to explore new things and that we can make available. So all these are all small parts of big programming that help in convenient locations where seniors can come in and participate and learn. So we are continually encouraging partners and other providers to come in to join this bandwagon. The seniors are there. A lot of effort is needed to help bring seniors down, for seniors to see other seniors living healthy and active lives, learning. And it's important that we work together, whole of community effort, to bring this down to the seniors in the local community. So what's our strength? Our strength is our partnership. So while we have these platforms, we really appreciate the partners that we work with and to expand the boundaries. So I'd like to share some of the programs. Firstly is our health promotion board, where we work with on Rolling Good Times. So one thing that we do a lot in Singapore is to help seniors train up so that they prevent fall. So we educate them and don't have wires laying around, don't have grip bars and stuff like that. But one thing that is that we across the world we don't really address is when we fall, how do we naturally fall? So Rolling Good Times is a 6-week program to train seniors how to fall. So it has to be ingrained such that they can fall naturally. So it's something new, and health promotion boards. We work with health promotion board to have this training for seniors. And also, so this is stretching the boundaries. So seniors on their own, they may not be willing to try, scared to fall. But if they see fellow seniors going through it and they have positive reviews, that's also helps to overcome the fear and help them learn. Another program is the Happy program, and really it's about not just exercising and using the mind at the same time. So they do specific steps and then count at the same time. So it's called cognitive exercise. So you do 2 things at a time, and it's quite tough, and you need to train yourself to do it. So that's also another thing that if you leave it to the seniors, they may not want to do it, but if you do it as a group and you encourage them, they can push their learning boundaries and moving forward. The next one is basic digital skills workshops, and IT is something a lot of seniors fear. And really, there's nothing better to help ease seniors' fear of IT than to have fellow seniors teaching them, conducting workshops, and also to have friends that are in it and in practice. So it's one thing. It's not like it's not so simple as just to attend a course and after that you're proficient. You need to practice. So you need to create the environment for that. So basic digital skills workshops, we work with IMDA to achieve, to help that. Even Facebook, so far as government, even Facebook as a corporate partner also comes in to help train our trainers, to teach them about not just how to use the IT system, teach seniors how to use IT system, but what to do, what to look out for in terms of privacy, in terms of scams, in terms of how to differentiate information. So Facebook themselves came in to help in this. So we are very happy to have our corporate partners to come in this aspect.
Mr. Lim, so this is because of the time.
Okay.
Do you have any last word that you want to tell the audience?
Okay, so the basic thing is peer learning. Get seniors involved and join, work with PA, and then let's create a conducive learning environment for our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lim. Yeah, and I know that if we want to promote lifelong learning or senior learning, we need many organizations to work together. So that's why today we also invite National Silver Academy, Council for the Third Age, to share with us about lifelong learning and also how we can promote intergenerational learning. So may I invite Ms. Wong Chu Wee, yeah, and then to share with us about her program. Yeah.
Thank you, Carol, for the introduction. And thanks everyone for tuning in. Let me first get my slide up.
Okay, may need to double click, right?
Okay.
Okay, yeah, can see your slide, yeah.
Okay. So before I start, I would like to congratulate SUSS and especially Professor Kalyani on the 10th anniversary of your gerontology program. I personally know of a couple of friends who have graduated from the program and are now applying what they have learned in the healthcare industry for the benefit of seniors. So I really hope the program will continue to grow and groom more people for the industry. Congratulations. Okay, today I'll be looking at some of the ways to help seniors embark on lifelong learning, as well as some of the opportunities to promote intergenerational learning. But first, I would like to start with a brief introduction of the Council for Third Age, C3A for short, in case some of you have not heard of us. We are an agency which promotes active aging with our key focus areas on lifelong learning, senior volunteerism, and positive aging. C3A also administers the National Civil Academy and the Civil Volunteer Fund, both of which are initiatives under the Ministry of Health's Action Plan for Successful Aging. As mentioned, one of the key focus areas of C3A is lifelong learning, as we believe that learning is very important for active aging. Learning not only enhances one's quality of life through personal enrichment and self-improvement, it also creates opportunities for social connectedness, which is very important for the well-being of seniors. Today, I'll be sharing some of the ways to help seniors embark on lifelong learning by first looking at some of the motivations for learning, the factors affecting their choice of courses, as well as the different forms and opportunities for learning. Next, I'll be sharing my personal experience of how I supported my mom in her learning journey, as well as some opportunities for intergenerational learning. So why do we learn? In our surveys and interactions with seniors, we found that seniors may learn for various reasons. Most of them want to learn to stay mentally active and for self-improvement. There are others who want to learn to stay socially connected. In fact, we hear from some seniors that the reason why they go back to class every week is not so much for the content of the course itself, but to meet up with their newfound friends, their classmates for lunch or tea after class. And some seniors may want to learn a skill for volunteer work so that they can contribute back to society and achieve the satisfaction in life. And for seniors who are still working, they will want to pick up a skill to enhance their employability and possibility to prepare for a second career. And there's also a group of seniors who are pursuing their dreams by learning what they've always wanted to, but previously lacked access to. And usually these are in the areas of like art or music courses. Next, we also ask seniors, what are some of the factors that will determine their choice of courses? And Jit Kai has actually mentioned some of those learning needs of seniors. Okay. So interest in the topic came up tops. It could be music, photography, gardening, or digital skills. Okay, I guess it is more exciting to learn when you can choose what you're interested in, with no exam pressure, of course. Unlike in our younger school days, when we have to learn whatever subject is taught to us, whether you like it or not. So affordability, as what Jit Kai mentioned earlier, or course fees is something that the seniors will take into consideration, especially for seniors who have retired, because they now need to be more mindful about how they spend their hard-earned savings. Accessibility is also an important factor, and accessibility could be in terms of not just location, but the time as well as their language ability as well. As for relevance of the course, the seniors will be more keen to learn if what they learn can help improve their daily lives. For example, during the circuit breaker period, if they learn digital skills like WhatsApp or Zoom, they'll be able to communicate better with, or continue to communicate with their friends and family members. And other practical skills like simple home repairs will also help them in their daily lives. Now, we often associate learning with formal learning, such as classroom learning, and forget that actually learning can also take place in different forms, be it intentional or incidental. Intentional learning, of course, will be more deliberate and takes more effort, such as deliberately signing up for a course, while incidental learning would be something that is like something that you pick up by chance. You can learn by attending courses, be it face-to-face or online, by attending short talks and webinars, which has been quite popular these days, as well as accessing online resources. Reading books or short articles is also a very good way of learning. And some people may prefer to learn by watching videos, YouTube videos or TV programs. And in fact, you can also learn something new by just talking to family and friends. Recently, I just learned from my sister that you can check in on behalf of family members using the Safe Entry app via SingPass. So this is very useful, especially for me when I go out with my elderly family members who don't know how to check in with the mobile phone on their own, or they don't bring along their NRIC. So I can actually check in on their behalf. So the different forms of learning cater to different segments of seniors. But regardless of the mode of learning, there is always something, some nuggets of information or knowledge that you can pick up. And learning can take place anytime, anywhere, sometimes when you least expect it. And in Singapore, we are quite fortunate that there is no lack of learning opportunities. Like as shared by Jit Kai just now, there are a lot of programs and activities offered by the PA under the community centers and clubs. There are also a lot of programs by the libraries, SkillsFuture, or even IMDA. And at the National Civil Academy, we work with a network of partners to offer a wide range of learning opportunities for seniors. We also work with strategic partners to curate online content for seniors, more so during this COVID-19 period. Now, how do we support our seniors? Here, I would like to share my personal experience of how I supported my mom to kickstart her learning journey. My mom, as seen in the picture on the right over there, is 75 years old. She's Mandarin speaking and has been a housewife all her life. She barely completed her secondary school education, and most of her time is spent looking after the needs of the family. So when I first offered to sign her up for an NSA course, the first thing she told me was, 这样老了学什么？我又不会英文 meaning, so old already, learn for what? And I don't even understand English. So I had to reassure her that it is never too old to learn, and anyone can learn, not just those who know English. And she also raised other concerns like having to cook dinner for the family, the hassle of traveling, expensive course fees, etc. So to address her concern, I found something that suited her. I signed her up for a Mandarin course entitled Happy 50 by Ya, which is more activity-based with less lectures and more discussion and sharing. And on days of the course, the family will arrange to eat out so she doesn't have to cook dinner. And as for course venue, although the course venue is not very near her house, there's a direct bus right from her doorstep, which makes traveling very convenient for her. And to address her concerns about course fees, I reassured her that the course was heavily subsidized, and the course fee will be taken care of by me, of course. So it took some convincing and a lot of encouragement before she finally agreed to go for the course, but it was all worth it, because I was glad that eventually she completed the 9-week course, which helped her to debunk the myths of aging and realize the potential to age positively. She also went on to stay in touch with her friends, her classmates, and join them for volunteering activities whenever she found something that she could do. Nowadays, she's more open to attending courses and talks, which I introduced her to. Now, for seniors who are still apprehensive about going for courses, a good way to start is actually to enroll them for the NSA Intergenerational Learning Program, which encourages intergenerational bonding by matching the youths and seniors in a group learning environment. Basically, the youths will come together to prepare content and share knowledge with the seniors. The topics could range from social media to managing health, music, or the arts. In the process, the seniors will learn something new, improve their social and mental well-being, while the youths will learn character building. The entire learning process takes place in a very friendly and informal setting, which makes it less intimidating for seniors, especially the new learners. And the key takeaway for this intergenerational learning program is that both seniors and youths will gain a better understanding of each other. The interactions they have help to improve the perceptions they have of each other and increase the bonding. And in the longer term, this will enhance social cohesion in the society. These are some examples of the intergenerational learning program. So you could have like gardening related courses or like digital skills courses, which the youths are very good at. So in conclusion, we can help our seniors embark on their lifelong journey if we know what their motivation for learning is, and we take the effort to find out or create different forms of learning that cater to their needs. And most important of all, as also mentioned by Professor Kalyani earlier, encourage them, give them lots of encouragement and support. Allow them to take baby steps if need be before they are ready to go on for a more structured learning environment. And once they discover the joy of learning, it will be a lifelong journey for them. So if you would like to find out more about the learning opportunities or how to help your family or friends kickstart their learning journey, you might want to check out the NSA website or call our hotline. We'll be more than happy to help you. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wong. And I actually noticed that the chat box and also the Q&A box has a lot of questions already. Yeah, and so some actually asked about the financial issue. Yeah, and then so how about do that? Yeah, we actually have 2 more speakers. Yeah, and so we will invite Ms. Jennifer Tan, Team Leader, Skill Futures Advice from the Southwest Community Development Council, will share with us more about Skill Futures support and initiative for seniors who are working or returning to the workforce. So Jennifer, your time.
Thank you, Carol, and thank you to SUSS and NLB for inviting us for this session, and congratulations to SUSS for your 10-year anniversary. So let us start. So a bit about myself. My name is Jennifer, and I'm from Southwest CDC, which is under People's Association, and I'm representing Skills Future Singapore to come and share with you some Skills Future programs and initiatives available for everyone. So thank you very much everyone for doing the poll earlier. So I noticed that 51% of you have actually started using your Skills Future credit, which is very good. But there's another 49% who have a potential to come in and use your credits. And good news is today, 1st October, all of you will be getting a $500 top up for Singaporeans 25 and above. So now let us go back a bit and talk about the changing world and how it has affected us. So with this new COVID situation that's happening right now, we are somewhat working in a place called the new normal. Okay, there's no normal back anymore. The methods we are using and working, the digital technology that we are tapping on has changed a lot, and the way we work has changed as well. So yes, we need to adjust to new ways of working. Previously, whether be it we are working in an office or we're working in an environment, we could just stand up and talk to each other face to face. If we wanted to have discussions, we could just gather around and say, hey, come, let's have a 5 minutes meeting. And this has changed a lot. Some of us now are stuck at home. We work from webinars, we work using various applications to discuss and have meetings. And then just like me today, I'm talking to a laptop, whereas you are sitting at your laptops or using your mobile devices to listen to this webinar. What about the work environment? The work environment has changed a lot, or industries has changed a lot too. So just let us look at the F&B industry, for example. Previously, when I was working after my O-levels, right, I used to work as a waitress. So we used pen and paper, and then we went to ask, sir, what do you want? Then you scribble down the orders. Then after that, slowly, the restaurants progressed to using order sheets where you can just take your orders and pass it to the cashier. And then they had menus for you to refer to. Recently, when you went to a restaurant, sometimes they have iPads. Okay, they have ordering pads for you to touch and then make your orders. And even more recently, due to the COVID situation, you see that they just have a panel there, which is this one. Okay, if you can see, you just use your handphone to scan the menu. They don't even let you touch the iPads because it spreads the germs, right? So you use your own mobile device to look at the menu and make your orders. I'm not sure how many of you have been tapping on food apps like Grab, Food Panda and all that. I know I have, because in my place, I don't stay very near to hawker centers or even coffee shops. So my parents, right, and when I need food for my parents, I will usually use the food apps to make orders. So the way we have lived and the way we have worked has changed drastically. And with the COVID situation, it has made it even faster. The change is even faster. So we are now tapping a lot of new technology or digital tools to help us in our work and make it more productive. So this is my favorite quote from Alvin Toffler. The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, because most of us are literate, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. So continuous learning is something that is a constant. Okay? We need to continually upgrade ourselves. Unlearn old things that we may have learned, but it has become obsolete, like old methods of doing things. And relearn how to do these things in a better, more productive way. Okay, I hope this is useful for all of you. So after all the sharing, right, there's no need to ask why is there a need for SkillsFuture, because with SkillsFuture, with all the technology changes and the changing world out there, all of us need to be equipped with new skills that is required for the future. And what exactly is SkillsFuture? Whenever we share this during our workshops or webinars, and when I ask people, what do you think is SkillsFuture? I don't show them the answer first. They will say, $500. The government give us $500 to take course. Okay, yes, it is correct. One part of SkillsFuture is the $500 SkillsFuture credit. But SkillsFuture is actually an umbrella. It's an umbrella program. There are 19 programs and initiatives under SkillsFuture, and basically it is a movement. It is a movement to bring all of us, Singaporeans and PRs, give us opportunities to develop ourselves to our fullest potential, no matter where we are or where our starting points are. Okay? So 3 key things we talk about SkillsFuture is constantly upgrading our skills, having thoughts about career planning. So no longer do we rely on employers to tell us, okay, next 3 years, you probably go to this portfolio. No, we decide for ourselves whether that is something that we want, and we plan for ourselves. And of course, talking about lifelong learning too. So my SkillsFuture portal is one portal that I want to recommend to all of you if you have not been there before. So it's a one-stop online portal that helps you make career choices, make informed learning decisions, and help you pursue your lifelong learning. So I'll go a bit more into my SkillsFuture a bit later. So you see, there are in fact many resources under my SkillsFuture. One of them, which is courses that you can search using the directory. And as long as you can find the courses in the directory, you can use your SkillsFuture credit to pay for them. Another one is talking about industry insights, where you can learn more about different industries. There are, of course, articles, tips and advice on career planning. You can find out more about yourself, know yourself well using self-assessment tools. And another resource for jobs is My Careers Future. I can't go into all of them today because I only have a limited time, but I want to focus on the courses part. And when I focus on the courses part, of course, we need to talk about SkillsFuture credit. So bear with me, those 51% who have already used it. I'm going to share a bit more about SkillsFuture Credit. Why was SkillsFuture Credit given to us? Is to strengthen our ownership of skills development and lifelong learning. So no longer do we say, oh, employer, you need to train me. But if I have something or some skills that is not relevant, totally relevant to my job, I want to take out. I either have to take money out of my own pocket previously, but now with SkillsFuture Credit, you can use that amount to pay for it. As long as you're Singaporean, 25 and above, you will get this amount. Where can you find it? I'll show it to you later under the My SkillsFuture portal courses tab. And how do you access it? So 3 ways, 3 methods. Firstly, search for the course and shortlist the course that you want. After that, register outside with the training provider. So you just call them, email them, or go to their premise and say, I want to sign up for this course. I want to use my credits to pay for it. And lastly, go back into the system, log in with your SingPass and submit payment to the training provider 60 days before the course happens. Okay, so this is how you process the SkillsFuture Credit payment and claims. The only time you need to pay first and claim later is if you have courses, massive online open courses that you find in the directory. For example, you search for Udemy, okay, Udemy online courses, and you find something that you want to go for. You need to go to the Udemy website, pay for it on your own, and then come back into the system and reimburse yourself. Why is that so? Because Udemy, Coursera, Udacity all are overseas-based websites. They don't have a Singapore presence to collect money from our government. Otherwise than these websites, all Singapore training providers, you need to pay through the system to them. You don't have to pay cash if you have your credits available. And what is this opening credits, or what is this total SkillsFuture credit amount? Okay. Firstly, we have opening credits since 2016 of $500. Today, we are going to have a top up of $500, and there is an additional mid-career support that you have as well. Let me go into a bit more details in the next slide. Okay. So now I'm going to focus on a group of people who are Singaporeans aged 25 and above in 2020. We exclude the 40 to 60 years old first. Hold on for a while. I'm not going to exclude you totally. I'm just going to share in the next slide. Okay. So if you are 25 to 39 and 61 and above, you belong to this group. Okay. So since 2016, all of us have gotten $500 SkillsFuture credit. There is no expiry date to it. And with effect from today, we will be getting another $500, which we call the top up of $500, which will expire in 5 years' time, which is December 31st, 2025. Both these amounts can be combined to go for courses, and as long as you can find the course in the SkillsFuture directory, you can use these amounts to pay for them. And usually the question is that, well, what will the government use first? So with effect from today, this is in the system already. So if you start using your credits and you have not used this, they will start deducting the one which expires first. Okay, they will use this first. So don't worry about this amount if you still have it. Okay, next, I'm going to share with the group who are all Singaporeans aged 40 to 60 years old. Similarly, you will have both these amounts in your account today. On top of that, if you log in with your SingPass and then you check, you discover, hey, actually I have a $500 extra. Those who are 40 to 60 years old, you have additional $500 called mid-career support. And similarly, it expires in 5 years' time. What is this mid-career support about? Basically, it is for this group of people who are Singaporeans aged 40 to 60 to support your career transitioning efforts. Meaning that if you're thinking about changing jobs from one job to another, you can look at the programs available and see whether there are any that can help you change jobs. Okay, I'll give you a simple example. I have two aunties. One is 40 years old this year, one is 50 years old this year. So one of the aunties, she's working as an admin clerk, 40 years old. She wants to go into healthcare because she's very interested in healthcare. She wants to change her job. So she decides to go in and find a healthcare related career transitioning program. And this is where she can tap on this mid-career support of $500 to pay for her course fees. The other auntie, 50 years old, she's already working as a nurse. She has no she decides not to change her career. She is okay with remaining in her job. She will then not tap on this amount. Okay, she will not tap on this amount because she has no change of career. She's not thinking about changing her career. So this amount will be in your system, but whether or not you tap on it depends whether or not you are thinking about changing jobs. Okay. Now for PRs itself, PRs you do not have SkillsFuture credit at the moment, but let me share with you some examples of course fees funding. So for example, you want to go for this tablet course, and in fact, behind the scenes, the government comes in to give funding of 50 to 70% for locals, Singaporeans and PRs if they find the skill is useful for us to take up. So for this particular course, there's a 50% subsidy or 70% subsidy for PRs. Okay? After which, if we are Singaporeans 40 years and above, we are entitled to this mid-career enhanced subsidy, which increases our funding up to 90%. Meaning that we pay this remaining amount using our credits, we don't have to pay anything out of our pockets. So this is an example of how you can tap on the government funding to reduce the course fees that you pay. Of course, not all courses in the directory have course fee subsidies. So you can look for those from the Institute of Higher Learnings, which is the ITEs, polytechnics, and the universities. Those usually have more funding. And you can always check with your training provider, are there any subsidies that I can enjoy? So now I'm going to go into a bit step by step on how you can navigate the portal to search for courses and how you can claim your credits very quickly. So firstly, you can go into myskillsfuture.sg, which is the web portal, and go into courses, and then browse all courses. Then you'll come across this. So you go to courses and browse all courses. You come into this directory. It's like a Google search bar. And in this search bar, you can type any subject or course title you want. Make sure you do an open and close inverted comma, because then it restricts the search, especially if you have more than one word. And if you can see here, there are various shortcut tabs, the SG United Skills, Mid-Career Pathway, and Career Transitioning Program. Remember the $500 mid-career support I was telling you about? So this is the tab that you can search or click on to find out what are the courses supported under this mid-career support. Okay, so first we do a search for any course, and there you see 21 courses found for this particular title that I type in. You can do filter at the side to reduce the number of courses you need to look through. Then you can see some will say full course fees, some will say net course fees. But the best person to know how much subsidy, whether there are any subsidies, just contact the training provider. So if you click into any of the hyperlinks, you will go into this particular course and you can see course details at the right-hand side, like how long is the course, what's the course language, and then any minimum qualifications, or you read more from the training provider website to find out more. And you can even contact them. You can call them or email them to find out about course dates. Bookmark the course for future reference. And yes, this is the very important button. Once you have registered with the training provider, just come back here and click on this button to claim your credits. And this is where they will ask you to log in with your SingPass. Okay? And once you log in with your SingPass, they will share with you, okay, this is the available credit balance you have, and then what is your course date, what are some details you need to key in, how much do you want to claim. So you can claim partial. For example, if you are left with $300 in your account, but your course is $400, you can claim $300 and pay $100 using your own cash. Okay. When you scroll down, you'll see that they ask you to upload any supporting documents. So you can take a photo of any invoices or emails that you have and then upload them and tick the declaration and press the submit button, then you're good to go. One thing to take note is if you I've already submitted everything, but nearer the date of the course, the training provider calls you and says, oh, this course needs to be cancelled. Make sure you go back in, log in with your SingPass and cancel your course application so that your amount gets returned to you immediately. Okay? If not, you can wait for the training provider to take the necessary action, but it may take a while for them to return the funds to you. Okay. Since we are talking about skills upgrading, then what are some top 10 soft skills, apart from digital technology, which we all know, what are some top 10 soft skills that we may need to upgrade ourselves in or we want to consider? So the World Economic Forum says that in the year 2020, these are the top 10 soft skills, okay, that are out there. And if you can see, compared to year 2015, creativity is something that has moved from number 10 to number 3. It says that we don't need to listen anymore because active listening disappeared. Yeah, just joking. Just checking whether you're listening to me. Okay. So active listening is not here, doesn't mean that we don't need to listen anymore, but it has become emotional intelligence. So apart from listening, what can we do about it? Okay, what is the action that we need to take? And of course, quality control is no longer here because automation has taken over that role. So just take a look at this. And in fact, for the year 2030, There are 3 key skill sets that I want to share with you. Firstly, cognitive. So if we are having basic intermediate literacy, we need to improve our literacy. We need to look at critical thinking, complex information processing, socially and emotionally, ability to learn continuously. Yes, we are constantly learning, managing others, being adaptable to change. And of course, technologically, if we are now at basic or intermediate, we need to improve. We are not saying that we need to learn everything in digital technology, but we need to be familiar and not scared of using it. Okay. So yes, just now NSA was shared to tell you there are certain courses under NSA. So there are different categories of skills and courses that you can look at. And even for SkillsFuture at PA courses, so if you're interested in SkillsFuture at PA courses, not everything at PA can be used using your credits, can be done using your credits. So you can just search for the SkillsFuture at PA, open, close, inverted comma, and you can see 2,000 over courses that you can take up using your credits as well. So these are just some considerations. In fact, as long as you do a keyword search, there are more than 20,000 courses inside the directory that you can take up. Some other useful resources that I want to share with you. So SkillsFuture for digital workplace. So if you're a bit afraid of using new technology, not very sure how to plan for your training, SkillsFuture for digital workplace is a good program. It starts off a foundational program to equip you with a mindset and skills for the future. So they will tell you about what are the future jobs out there, what are some digital technology you need to equip yourself with, and they let you have some hands-on, sometimes like learn how to code a simple robot or fly a drone. So it's interesting hands-on activities, and it's highly subsidized. The public pays $50 net for a 2-day program, and if you're NTUC Union member, you pay $10. So you can just search for this keyword if you're interested in attending this. And just now I mentioned there were 19 programs and initiatives under SkillsFuture. So this is another portal. Just now what I was sharing with you has the my in front, myskillsfuture.sg. This one is just skillsfuture.sg, and it talks about programs that are available for everyone. So you can go into this portal to find out about more programs for you according to the different categories. One of them I want to highlight is if you are taking any WSQ, Workforce Skills Qualification Diploma, graduate cert or certificates, you are entitled to cash awards. I'm not very sure whether all of you know that. So if you can go into the SkillsFuture webpage, go under Qualifications Award, log in with your SingPass and check your eligibility because they have all the records there. Then you can submit your application for the cash award. If you are looking for a job, or you have friends and families, or you meet someone who has been affected by COVID situation, or even if they just lost their jobs, right, or they're looking for help, you can refer them to our career centers. We have 5 career centers, 2 by E2I and 3 by Workforce Singapore that they can approach. Best if you can go to the website and make e-appointments, because nowadays the coaching is done through either phone or Skype. Okay, so they make an e-appointment to talk to a career coach. As long as they are locals, Singaporeans or PRs, they can approach our career centers for help. Okay, a bit about SG United Jobs and Skills Package very briefly. So SG United Jobs and Skills Package is to actually help more than 100,000 job seekers who are affected by the COVID situation. So the government has come together with the industry to come up with jobs, traineeship opportunities, and skills training opportunities as well. I can't go in depth too much because I need to take a bit longer, but mainly is you can look for job vacancies, apply for traineeship opportunities, and also go for skills training upgrading through this SG United Jobs and Skills Package. And if you want to find out more about all these, we have in fact a 1-hour webinar in which we share about building resilience through SkillsFuture. We'll talk about how we can develop your resilience, and also we will share with you the programs a bit more in depth regarding SkillsFuture, SG United programs, SkillsFuture programs and initiatives as well. So if you are interested, you can go to our website or go to this QR code and sign up for our public run. Okay, it's fully complimentary.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Okay, before I end, thank you, Carol. So I just want to share this quote with all of you. Lao Tzu once said, "A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step." So yes, today you are listening to all of us talk about learning and things like that, but it's very important to start taking action if you have not done so. For the 49% who did not use their SkillsFuture credit, I'm sure you're learning in another way, but then do use your credit, start using your credits and tapping on them to learn more. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Jennifer, for the detailed presentations. Yeah, and we will have the last presenter, Thomas Kwan, founder of Youth Third Age. Yeah, Thomas, yeah, your time. Yeah, so he actually is our senior to share with you about his view about seniors learning.
Thanks, thanks, Carol. Let me put on my PowerPoint first. Just give me a minute. Okay. Okay, can you all see the PowerPoint from there?
Yes, can.
Okay. Thanks, Carol, for your kind introduction, and good morning to everyone in this part of the world, and hello to all my friends from overseas who have saw trip in here. So, my topic is how different stakeholders can support senior learning. In Singapore context, there are many stakeholders. May I just sort of share with you some of them? According to adult education, this is some of the learning. Adult education actually started sometime in 1823 when the first library was set up, and then subsequently become the Raffles institution. But I want to highlight to you is that it's a national library which was set up in 1958, and for those who know, this is a grand old building in Stamford Road, right? And I also am proud to say that the People Association was set up in 1960, and People Association is important pillar in the adult education because they are the ones who help most of the people in Singapore to learn. And in 1979, we have the Skill Development Act was passed in Parliament. And in 2007, we have the Council for Third Age. Council of Third Age is very important in adult education because they are the pillar of senior people learning and activity. And on this note, I want to say thank you to Council for Third Age for sharing with us their sandbox program. And in 2008, we have the Adult Education Institution, which was set up under Skill Singapore Workforce Development. And the best thing happens that in 2011, we have the Singapore University of Social Science, which also offers its first gerontology program in Singapore. And on this note, may I say congratulations, Carol and your team for running this program. That's great. Before that, I also say that we must congratulate ourselves too, because today is also the anniversary of older people worldwide. So we are all senior, so congratulate ourselves. Let me go on to my main topic here. I'm glad the previous speaker has said a lot of things and I don't have to do a lot, so I just skip on to my points here. What I want to share with you basically is that senior or older people has what they call a creativity spark at the age of 75 plus. This is also a time for us to learn because we are actually, although physically we are not fit, but we are still mentally very alert, and there's a lot more we can do in life. And you will talk about living longer. My good friend from Danish, Eric something, sorry. He said that we are in 1900. This is the first age, second age, and third age, right? Life was very short, 52 years old. But by 2000, lifespan had increased to 77, and third age become longer. So we actually have 25 more years of life bonuses. So what do we do with this older extra time? Should we, like what they do in America, let's say, they will just sit down together and say, hello, how is life? And then how things like, but or maybe in Singapore, when we are old, what do we do? Do we sit down in this place here and play chess or things like that? But I think no, for active learner people like us, we will have what they call our own program, whereby we will just do our own arts and craft and active learning. This is something that I want to share with you. What do senior wants in lifelong learning? This has been sort of explored just now by my previous speaker. So let me share you my take on here, all right? Basically, we have a longer lifespan. We need to have a self-fulfillment in learn and to learn ourselves. And this is self-fulfillment is important in life for us to learn. All right. We need to learn because lifestyle, most important now, you have the minimum health issue. We do not want to have physical health at all. So how do you diminish dementia? Do you know how we can do that? One suggestion from my friend is to be a taxi driver or Grab driver. You know why? Because when you are driving, you cannot have poor memory. And your passengers have always a lot of demand. They will ask you to turn left, turn right, and whatever you are, and you have to do that. So that is one way to sort of minimize your dementia. Of course, lifestyle will also include your mental, spiritual, and social being. Leave a legacy, all right? Either to intergenerational learning or memos or creative output. In fact, most senior people like myself and others, whatever we are doing, we are actually grabbing in the young people to join us so that they can learn together, and at the same time, we can leave behind what we have to them so that they can move it on. And this is typically happening in Singapore, especially in Clan Association, professional organization, and all the others. And what senior wants in lifelong learning is to be able to evaluate course provider and facilitator and trainer. Because in my organization, I know what's happening. There are some course providers who are actually not as good as it should be. And also that what I heard from some of my friends who attended classes, they did not have a chance to evaluate the course lecturer or things like that. So if we can have a chance to evaluate whether the facilitator or trainer is good or not, that's will be very good. Yes, senior wants to have fun in learning. This is our way of getting knowledge, getting information. We don't want to, but like what stressful, like what I'm saying, are very stressful now. We want to have fun, enjoy, and getting information, and that's what we need to do. Okay. And I like what most of my previous speaker has mentioned. This very great, but I want to share you that we must have the ability to earn after learning. Yes, we have skill credit. Is well known that about 500,000 people or more have attended. Do you know how much we have spent on that? 250 million, right? But after spending this type of resources, what is the output from the people? What we are saying that, there are many senior people like myself who want to learn and after that earn. Especially today in COVID-19, what do we do? Some senior, when I was senior, I was talking about third-age people, right? Some senior are out of job because they have no choice, because they are forced to retire. So now the trend is toward earn and learn and earn. And I think we need to have more incentive to keep learning. All right, I think Council have a very good success story about people who take on courses and become caregiver. I got Alan Wong, who becomes a artist, a portrait drawing. He can draw very nice. When he come to us, we take him on as a trainer to teach other people. He want to share his skill to other people. But after taking his course on NSA, he spent his money, much more money, to go for further study before he become a self-taught trainer. And that's what we want. We want more senior to come forward to sort of impart your skill, share with people. This is your output and your contribution to society. And of course, that one of the, all the other speakers mentioned, social networking is most important because we are human beings. We don't like to stay at home, all right? In other countries, stress things are even worse. But we are very obedient to stay at home. But in learning, we need some time to have social networking and sharing. Lifelong learning is a great thing, but it's something that's socially constructed 1970, 20 over years back. Right? Now the United Nations emphasizes on lifelong learning, but I'm saying that can we go a bit deeper to come life deep learning? This is where we learn social, cultural values, where we learn ourselves, spiritual being, so that when we have a crisis like what we have now, COVID-19, how can we sort of hold our breath to go through this pandemic, and how do we survive from that. I think live learning has a sort of role to play, and I think if you can emphasize on this point, that would be great. All right, just show you some of what happened in what they call the Learning Festival 2017, done by the WDA, and we were participant to that too. And this is what our senior have been doing. And thanks to the LLI and all these people, the Skill Fund who have helped us here, that we have a lot of other programs. I'm so happy to have Carol Ma down there to present her topic on active aging. That's great. Thank you, Carol, for that. Yeah. And this is what our senior are doing. We want to come together to share learning, to listen, and to participate and to talk. And this is another part. We want to learn things that we love, we have a passion and enjoy. All right. Calligraphy is one of them. I want to show you this lady. This Indian woman. She is fantastic. She learned batik painting from a Malay teacher. Then she teach our Chinese ladies how to do batik painting. That's fantastic. What do we have here? Cultural learning, right? And this is what we do. I like this place best. The library at Bishan, where we gather together to have our SMS learning. All right. So let me move on. This is now we do it online. All right. Okay. What can stakeholders support live senior learning? I think we need to have more framework for indigenous art and craft. I think we need to have that. Although they have a national framework for ongoing, we need to have a bit more to sort of support local arts and craft and also cultural fusion, right? But whatever they are, let self-directed learning be your passion and driving force. I also like to suggest that non-profit organization, most non-profit organizations are relatively unknown. Support them, and because they themselves are doing community work when they go to VWO, home, folks home, and the other people to provide learning opportunity. I hope they will be supported, all right? And consider learning provider to include NTO, Culling Association, society, in order to make ourselves a learning city. Because all these people are also have their own way of learning to share with the community. And most important is to enlarge the opportunity for seniors to earn after learn. That's what I call to spend the money, you learn and share your passion. And I hope that one day come, we have a one-stop platform whereby we have conversation, we can get updated information and environment on COVID, and with courses on courses directory, career and volunteerism. And now I hope you still work. I mean, the stakeholder can support ground-up initiative because they are the people who are contributing to the local community, and they are the people who will even sometimes export our skill and activities worldwide. So basically, promote initiative that reinforce a learning culture. All right. Okay, this is second last slide. Making a post-pandemic future brighter for senior. We must able to have what they call what motivate people to learn. All right. In all course design, in whatever thing lesson you want to do, you must understand what motivates people to learn. And then the previous speaker had mentioned that. How can it be learned? How can it be learned? Online, informally, offline, gathering, or whatever. We can always think of that. How can learning progress efficiently and effectively be assessed? And this is an important thing, right? Because most of people who went for courses, they just learn, and then, so what? Anybody say they have learned something, no record, no nothing. We will not know whether to really learn anything. And more important is what is worth learning. Is to you and me, they're different things. Sometimes I may want to learn something and people have different way of learning, right? And more important is that who has an increase in acquisition of knowledge and skill. And this is what I call the employer, the potential employer would like to know what skill have you learned, what can you do, and what can you be employed. And this goes toward the last part here, how can knowledge and skill be recorded and assessed? Here I'm suggesting that we should have what they call a learning profile or learning audit, so that potential employee will know, okay, you have gone through this skill, yes, I think you can do it, then why don't we work on it, right? And do not forget that as I mentioned, some of you mentioned earlier, the skill of a new 21st century is critical learning, problem solving, communication, creativity that these senior people has, and innovative digital learning as well, right? And the new norm of learning is distance learning. And I mentioned earlier, this is the photo taken from my good friend, Professor Kerry. Okay, almost the second last one. The culture of lifelong learning. Many nations want to have lifelong learning in their own country, but it's not easy said, not easy done. I know of one Western Europe country. I just heard it 2 days back. That one professor saying that one Western European country, they want to have learning education for all the people, but provided they have reached certain competency level. Then one citizen will turn up and say, then sir, I'm about to die. I have no chance to learn. Is that what you want? This citizen, European, have never had a chance to learn. She have never reached any competency level. She have no chance to learn, and the government not going to support her. That's crazy, right? That's why I say sometimes I'm very grateful that Singapore, we have the skill credit, which can extend up to age of 90. Very few nations can do that. These are things that we should always sometimes be proud of, right? And when talk about learning culture, remember that society understand themselves as learning society, and people who identify themselves as learner throughout their life. And it's necessary for us to understand learning as an innate human capability that need to be nurtured toward life, including old age. And sorry, I need to go. Let me go back to this. Yeah. So, yeah, and okay. Promote lifelong learning among older people require a pedagogy approach that acknowledge their role and society and contribute to the more positive representative of aging, right? And this is almost the last slide here. Before I end, I want to share you one interesting thing. All senior people like me, and now we have somebody who is 102 years old, and he just released his first album, Fantastic Man, all right? Of course, he's it doesn't look that weak. Physically is okay, and he, what's his name? I think Alan Tripp, right? He just released his first album. But what I like about what he say, listen to what he say. He say, I know I'm mad about you and all, but lost without you. And great affection for you, I proclaim. But baby, that's an issue. I just cannot remember your name. I hope you love what I say. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you, Thomas, for your wisdom. Yeah, I think we all learn a lot from you. Yeah, how about we go to the Q&A session now? Yeah, and I'm sure that, a lot of questions want our panelists to answer. Yeah, so let's see whether we can get all our panelists in the screen now. Yeah, and then, so I see a lot of questions. And then if you still have any other questions, you can go into our Q&A box or chat box, okay? So one question actually, I think it's quite good that we should also reflect and think about is, how do various agencies coordinate activities to minimize duplications? So we have, different organizations also offer activities for senior. So maybe may I invite Mr. Lim to speak first, and then other organizations, then you can also come in.
Okay, firstly, I would like to share that the pie in Singapore, there are many, many seniors in Singapore, and every senior has a different preference and a wide variety of passions that they pursue and different environments. So the bigger issue, I think, is to make sure that as many seniors as possible participate and to learn to join the community, and we should offer as much options as possible. And for those programs and activities or things that we do that doesn't work, it will naturally die off, and we should end it and not resuscitate it. So in terms of duplication, we should let a competitive process weed out what's good and what's not, and let participation, take-up rate and quality of programs as the indicator of what should be done. Of course, at the government level, we do avoid duplication by sharing information and looking at the statistics and to see what works, what doesn't work. And so that helps to reduce duplication. But bear in mind that human beings have very different expectations, different ways of learning. And so we should offer and encourage people to take up learning in as many platforms as possible. Thank you.
Okay, how about the other speakers? Ms. Wong, yeah.
So I think the different organizations provide programs and courses to cater to different segments of seniors. So some degree of overlap is inevitable, but I think they all cater to different segments of the population. And there is, as GK mentioned, the pie is very big for senior learning. So that's why we all try to provide as much opportunities as possible for seniors. And within the organizations, I think we do collaborate with each other to form synergies whenever possible, through cross-promotion of our programs to make the programs, each other's programs, available and easily accessible to the seniors.
Okay, so Thomas, do you want to add in your views? Yeah.
Can you repeat the question again one more?
How do various agencies coordinate activities to minimize duplication? Because I know that you also attend different courses provided by different organizations.
Yeah, that's good. But just now on my slide, you remember the last part where I showed the model, what's the motive learning and things like that. I want you to, when you come up with your course to be shared with people, try to understand senior, older people have their own way of learning. We want to enjoy what Professor Kalyani said, and fun in enjoying, fun in learning. That's why you can learn until 60 plus. You're a great woman, man. For us, it's learning to have fun and enjoy. And this is what learning is all about for older people. At the same time, especially now, as I said earlier, COVID-19 is a very serious thing. Many of you are very lucky down here, you're young, but people like me are already out of job for donkey years. And there are a lot of people who are forced out of job. So what do we do? How can we monetize our learning? How can the stakeholder help us to sort of market our skill? There was some comment earlier that after learning, they want to teach. Where can they go? Can we help them? And that's what I'm saying. And that's our job in UTH. We do help our own people to learn and earn something.
Yeah, and that also related to how you apply what you have learned, right? Yeah, and Jennifer, do you want to say something?
Regarding your earlier question?
Yeah.
I think it's important that, yes, the agencies are coordinating on the type of topics that they share, but it's also very good to have choice for the seniors, because the different topics that we deliver sometimes comes at different times, different dates, and different experiences. So it's very important that we come up with different areas so that they can, different things that they can have choice to choose on what kind of things that they would like to learn. And sometimes just listening to one webinar is not enough. They may want to hear from another speaker. So it's important that they can have more variety as well.
Yeah, so that's the reason why we also have a series of seminars. Yeah, and then, yeah, the audience, you can actually, go to different seminar and then listen different views. Yeah, and then another questions I think I want to direct to Ms. Wong and also Professor Kalyani Mehta. And one question is actually mentioned about how do we foster closer intergenerational understanding so that we can better serve and meet each other's needs. So maybe I first invite Professor Kalyani Mehta to answer this question first.
Yeah, thank you, Carol. I just wanted to add something to the previous question before I move to the next one.
Okay.
I do feel that we have a lot of organizations who are doing similar courses, and no doubt each one will have a different style of carrying out the course. My suggestion is perhaps we need to have one stop for all formal learning and one stop portal for informal learning. So all the formal learning could be, you know, ITE, poly, universities, IAL, and so on, which would be more like a classroom style. Whereas the informal learning, which would be more, I would say, in terms of community courses, in terms of even experiential tour, going overseas, that's also education and learning, and even field trips within Singapore. So we could have more experiential learning under the informal. So if we have two separate portals that combine, then I think it would be so much easier for public to access. And coming to the intergenerational dynamics and how can we forge closer ties, we have been doing quite a bit in the last, I would say, 5 years or so, especially under C3A, PA. But one area where I think more could be done is in the area of caregivers. And I say this because when caregivers care within the family, it is usually intergenerational. And it could be grandchild caring for grandparents or adult children caring for parents. When it's spousal care, then it could be the same generation. However, in a family, caregiving causes a lot of tensions, friction, sometimes a lot of joy and unity as well. So when there is this kind of, you can say, potential possibility of friction, I think intergenerational ties become even more critical. And how can we forge better ties? It's possible that through better listening, better communication, and even finding a third person to come in and moderate the family conference. I think we Asians are very shy to bring in a third person to come and listen to our family issues. But really, we have to come out of that mindset, because if there are professionals out there like social workers, counselors, who can come in for one session and help to sort out the family matter, in the long run, the family ties will be so much better and closer. So my message is, let us not stick to the conservative way of thinking that family problems must be kept within the family. Sometimes we can seek resources outside who could help the family. Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. About Ms. Wong?
I think to forge intergenerational bonding, we first got to create that opportunity. Because I think nowadays, a lot of the grandchildren do not stay with their grandparents, and they probably only see their grandparents like once a week or once a month. So we first need to forge that, but to create that opportunity for them to come together and to interact, or at least experience talking or communicating with each other. So in the intergenerational learning program, we do work with schools. So we engage the schools as well as the community groups to come together to bring their students or the youths and the seniors together and get them to interact or participate in activities when they have the opportunity to communicate with each other. And usually during the intergenerational learning program, the youths will also be taught some soft skills to better understand how to communicate and how to relate to the seniors before the program itself. So during the program, they actually will be more comfortable, because especially for some of them who have never really interacted with seniors before. So during the program, they are already comfortable before coming for the program. And a lot of times during the program, they change their perceptions. They realize that, hey, the seniors are actually, they are quite amazed that the seniors are actually very proactive in wanting to learn, and they get very touched by their eagerness to learn. And at the same time, the seniors also find that the millennials, or rather the youths, are not as self-centered as they thought they are, but they're actually very passionate, or they can be very patient when dealing with the seniors. So I think to forge that bonding, we can create the opportunities as much as possible for the youths and the seniors to come together to have the opportunity to really interact with each other. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I think there are lots of things that we can do in this area. Yeah, and so again, because of the time, I'm sorry that I cannot answer all the questions here. Yeah, but again, thank you very much to join these sessions. How about we give a big hand to all the speakers today? Yeah, and also thank you for them to give us a very good learning journey this morning.